you have to find something else that you want to do.
There you go. 19. Probably. Look at what just happened. Okay, welcome to my ultimate 5 a.m. morning routine. Now, I'd be lying if I told you it was 5 a.m. right now. I could say, oh, it's dark out, it's 5 a.m., but it's not. It's actually 7:40 p.m. the night before. I'll show you right here. Doing a little bit of work, so I highly believe in the fact every single good morning routine is set up between 7 and 10 p.m. the night before. It's just going to ensure everything in the morning when you're tired, when it's early, is frictionless, is seamless, you're packed, you're ready to go. And that's why I'm starting the video here tonight. I'm going to show you how I pack for the next day, all my gym stuff, prepare meals. I'm going to run you through my meal prep. I'm going to run you through my journal, how I plan for the day ahead, for contingencies, everything like that. And for me, I've kind of structured my life now to where that morning is the most important part of my day, but it wouldn't work without the night before. So I'm actually going to run it back a little bit and take you back to 6:30 p.m. where I started to do some meal prep, showed you what meals I'm prepping for the next day, for the week ahead. So let's start there. Another huge part of preparing for the next day is meal prep, for me, especially on a Sunday. That just means I can hit all my nutrition goals, my performance goals, aesthetic goals, literally anything. I'm gonna do sweet potato with some beef and some broccoli and some other things, which I'll show you. On top of that, I've got my go-to breakfast meal, which I'll cook up in front of you guys, which is just my protein overnight oats. Do I do a big Sunday meal prep? Usually yes. There's a reason why I'm only preparing for 1 day's worth of meals right now, but because this video is just an example of like my 5 a.m. morning routine, I figured I'm pretty much showing you anyway what I'm doing. So I'll show you how I prep these meals as well. And in reality, it would be like bulk cooking. So there'd probably be, 5 or 6 times the amount of volume I'm doing right now. But regardless, these are my go-to meals. It's what I usually meal prep. So figured I'd show you and we'll get cooking. Okay, so while we get the beef started and the broccoli cooking up, all the sweet potato, as I showed you, is ready. Let's get into the overnight oat bowl, which I've shown previously on this channel, but we'll do a quick refresh. With the oat bowl, I don't really track exactly what's going in it because I've done it so many times. I know roughly what 100 grams of oats looks like. I know that a tablespoon of this peanut butter is 1 serving, and I know that is like 120, 130 calories, something like that. I also know that this is a 450 gram bag of berries, so if I do half of it, it's gonna be 225 grams. So these kind of things I don't necessarily track, but I'll show you how I make it. To do a refresh is gonna be between about 80 to 100 grams of oats. Ideally, it's on the higher side, around 100 grams. And then to this, I'll either do milk or hot water, and I'll pop this in the microwave for a minute. Once it's done a minute, I'll then add the protein powder and I'll also add some ground cinnamon to it. So as you'll see, after that's done the minute, it's a lot more volume, like puffed up. The oats are pretty much half cooked, not fully cooked. I don't want them to be fully cooked because you get this really nice kind of like cake batter consistency when you keep it at this level, especially as it settles overnight. It gives it the chance for the oats to soak up a bit more of the water, get a better consistency with the protein powder. So I prefer to do it like that. Before I mix it in fully, I'll just do quite a bit of cinnamon. Actually great for your carb tolerance. I think it like lowers your, what's the word for it? I'm fumbling hard. It lowers your insulin resistance when you eat it with low GI carbs. Now obviously oats are a slower digesting carb, so it's not really an issue, but still you do get that benefit as well. But let's just be real, I'm adding cinnamon for taste. It's not really for that much of a health benefit. And then yeah, you get this kind of cake batter consistency overnight, like a heaped teaspoon, like that, or tablespoon of peanut butter. Now you can get as creative as you want. Sometimes I'll add like dark chocolate, 100% dark chocolate to this bowl. I'll do hemp seeds, I'll do chia seeds. I'll add a bit of milk, it'll soak up and give it heaps of volume, and that's a huge meal. I just like this. This is really simple. It sits really well on my stomach. It's a perfect, really quick, like go-to post-gym meal. I can get it down quickly. Around about 200 grams of berries. Again, I said I don't track this on a scale because even if I go over now, well, then the next time I'll be under, but I know that I've eaten 225 grams across 2 meals with the peanut butter and the berries. It is just too good. It's like a dessert for breakfast. All right, now we come over to the rainbow. Got orange, green, and brown. But it looks pretty grim, can't lie. There's not a whole lot of seasoning apart from like salt and pepper and a little bit of paprika and some olive oil on that. That's why we've got these bad boys. These are gonna add plenty of taste and of course, some nutrient benefits with the kimchi. Okay, so as you can see, I pulled the oat bowl out just to show the spread of what we got and I'll run through macros, but I also added in cottage cheese, kimchi, pickled jalapenos. And in 2026, if you're not hitting fermented foods at least 2 times a day, you're behind. I'm sorry, but your gut is so important to everything. Obviously, you've got the gut-brain barrier, but just in terms of like your general overall mood and well-being, I'm gonna throw the macros up for each of them on screen above. These two will be identical. This one, a bit different, but they're all pretty intuitive. Like, you know, plenty of carbs in there. Obviously very high in protein with the beef. You got the fermented goods, the greens, fiber, all that good stuff. So now you might also notice a couple other things. Obviously I just showed you a little time lapse / clip of me actually packing my bags, getting them ready, which I'll run through all the different bags, what I've packed, what I've got ready to go in a second. But the room's pretty dark and that's completely intentional. Within the 2 hours before bed, I try and keep it as dark as possible. Now, obviously I have to do work. So, you know, I'm looking at a screen, blue light, I switch on the yellow light settings. I could probably go and buy blue light glasses, but you know, whatever, I could do that. Again, it's just this issue of like, you know, how much can you optimize to an extent to where it's like taking over your whole life. I'm already making a video around like prepping the night before, 4 or 5 a.m. thing. Like, I don't think it's affecting my sleep too much. Maybe I'm shooting myself in the foot, but anyway, that was a huge tangent. Basically, I just dim my lights in my room. I open all my windows to get it nice and cool. It's winter here in Australia, and I just get in like a nice calm state. I don't do any work unless like I have to in terms of study or my actual job that is too stressful. If I'm going to work on the brand that's not stressful, it keeps my cortisol, everything low, and I just kind of chill. I do nice creative work that gets me in a really peaceful state. I can chuck on some chill music. Ideally, I'm listening to nothing. But yeah, that's kind of the whole premise there. Take my nighttime supplements about an hour before bed, which for me will be around 8:30. I'll try to get in bed by 9:30, read for 30 minutes, in bed at 10, like asleep ideally by 9:45, 10, wake up at 5. But let's get into the bags a little bit. Here we have my bag ready to go for after the gym session. So all my stuff ready to go to work, to go to uni, whatever the day holds, that's all there ready to go. Next to it is all my gym stuff ready to go so I can wake up, slip it on, hop in the car, get going. And then here is my Represent bag, which I'll chuck my laptop in, my journal, my daytime supplements, that will all go in there, charger. I'll run through actually what's in there. We have omega-3s, are these little red ones, high strength, really good quality. Highly recommend going with a high quality, high strength one. That way you get the proper ratio of DHA EPAs. And then I've got my D3. I'll probably do 5,000 IUs, although there are 6,000 there, so I can't count. D3 maxing tomorrow apparently. And then I've got Alpha GPC right here for nootropics. And then I have a B activated multi up here. I got 2 of them. I've shown my journal before, but every single day, without fail, 19th, 20th, 21st, like I just do every single day. 18th, 17th, it all starts the same. I quite literally just write the date for the next day, and I write everything that needs to be done at the top of mind, and anything else that comes to mind throughout the day I can jot down. It's anything from important tasks to non-important tasks to even really simple mundane things that like you wouldn't typically think about writing down. You just want to write it all down, and I'll tell you why. Every single time I tick something off this list, it's the ultimate dopamine hit. Like, it is just such a reward. I crave getting tasks done so I can get into my little notebook and just like cross it off. And so for me, it's like writing anything and everything down so you can just keep stacking wins throughout the day. So obviously, like, I'll have some really important things. So like, you know, film this YouTube video. That'll be there because that's a non-negotiable that has to be done. The thing is gym session at about 5:30 a.m. because that's when the gym opens. Max at 7. Work from 8:30. Then I'll just start writing down other things at the top of mind. Like, for example, I need to check all my requests on Instagram because I've had a lot of people send me messages and I feel really bad I haven't responded to a lot of them. So requests Instagram. To send an email for CALIBRATE build update. And then I'm going to post a TikTok because I'm trying to post every single day. So I will write, I know this sounds super vague, but I will quite literally write post TikTok, post Instagram to my building Calibrate page is going to be my Calibrate post. Gone through like pretty much a whole page of things. I haven't written everything I have to do down yet because some of them are pretty personal. Probably don't want to share them on YouTube, but probably 70% of those things I could get done in a 2-hour block, and you just feel so productive ticking all that off in a 2-hour block, like getting it all done. And then some of these like work 8:30 to 6. Yeah, I'm not getting that done in a 2-hour block because it's quite literally time travel. So it doesn't work like that. But you know what I'm saying? Like some of these things are also going to come naturally, like that gym session, the coffee with Max. Those are going to be elite moments and they're going to happen regardless. So I know those will get ticked off, film the YouTube video, edit it. That's going to be hard to edit it and ship it the same day because I'll be home late from work, but we'll see how we do with that. Now on 8 p.m, I have to build this out a bit more, this shop book, because I want to talk to Max about it. So I'll probably spend 30-45 minutes on it and then I'll do a bit of reading. Show what I'm reading at the moment. So All Is the Way, which is a great book. Highly recommend anyone looking to reframe how they think about adversity, how they think about tough moments. That book is unbelievable. Also reading The Daily Stoic. So I do one of these every morning. Obviously there are 366 and you go through one a day. So I'll do one in the morning. So this kind of brings me to a point around optimization and over-optimization. I've just said like, I want to get in bed at X time and, read my book so that I get to sleep at 9:45 or 10. Like, life isn't like that. You've got friends, you've got family, you've got social events, you've got life outside of just like being so dialed in on every aspect that it's just not realistic. And I also don't want people to think that every single day looks like this for me. I try my best to wake up between 5 and 5:30 every morning. That is true. And in fact, my body clock is so locked into that time that I can't even help it. I was up at 4:45 this morning and I was out drinking till like, 10, 11 p.m. and I had to come home because I had work today. So still, I got like 6 and a bit hours sleep. Still got up and trained, got after it. But like, this stuff just happens. Like, you're not always going to get a perfect night's sleep. You're not going to get a perfect sleep score. And I want people to know that I'm trying to give an example of like what an ideal night would be, but I don't want people to think I'm so robotic that I can't like give a little. And if that throws off your sleep score for 1 or 2 nights, like that's not the end of the world. So yeah, sure, I'm trying to show you what it is ideally looking like when I have a 5 a.m. morning routine. But the truth is, like, I could work until 10, 11 p.m. one night, and the best thing for me is to sleep until 7 a.m. if my body clock allows it. It's not always about like trying to optimize every single inch. And I just hope that people take away from this what they can. And I guess the core principle here is like, just try your best to be prepared. If you have like spare moments, it will make a really positive difference to your life, being more time efficient and, really protecting your own time in those quieter moments, when you can afford to do some meal prep and you can afford to wake up earlier, but don't let it consume you. Once you let it consume you, you're just a victim to over-optimization. So I think I need to change the video title to my 4:50 morning routine. First thing is to get up. Don't waste any time, but also drink some water. Dehydrated. We'll just get after it. Guys, so here we are. 5:02 the next morning. Obviously, we prepped all my bags with stuff to go the night before. And then I'd already started prepping this, which is going to be where I put all my meal prep. Calibrate bottle, I've got some Calibrate electrolytes, some creatine. That's all ready to go. All I've got to do is fill it up. Prep yesterday, so we're going to grab all of these and chuck them also in my bag. Now, because I'm going to the gym and training first thing, I'm actually going to do caffeine straight away. I know people say delay your caffeine intake, this, that, but I'll do some decaf pods just for taste and volume, and then I'll do one single shot, just so I'm not having too much caffeine throughout the day. I don't think caffeine's inherently bad. It's kind of just something I've been experimenting with, and I just like the taste of coffee in general, so having decaf pods around means I can drink a coffee in the afternoon and not have to worry about disrupting sleep either. So now it is actually 5:15 in the morning. Usually it would only take me, I don't know, 8 minutes, 10 minutes to roll out, grab everything, fill up my electrolytes, grab my coffee and go. Obviously I'm filming, so like it takes a little bit longer, but that's just the point of preparation, is that you can save so much time just making sure everything's ready to go the night. Next thing on the cards is movement. Morning movement, of course, every single morning. And this morning's gonna be a gym session because we actually got after a 16K run yesterday. So I'm giving my Achilles a day off. I'll just do isometrics and plyos in the gym. And then tomorrow I'll head for another run. But I'm not running more than, every other day, just so I can give it a chance to recover and see what the inflammation response is like. But yeah, let's go get some morning movement in. I'll make sure I get my electrolytes in before I kind of start sipping on my coffee and getting caffeine in, just because cellular energy and it's just a good way to sort of hydrate first thing. You've gone 7 to 9 hours without fluid. Intuitively, you're gonna be pretty dehydrated, so I do that first thing. And then because the gym doesn't open until 5:30, there's 2 different types of morning movement I'll do. Endurance, so running, bike, swim, or I'm in the gym. And usually if I'm doing a run, I can just get up, get straight after it. I don't have to worry about like the gym opening, and then get off to work or whatever else is going on. This morning I've got a coffee chat pre-work, so I guess another thing I'll say is like, this is my morning routine. It's not gonna work for everyone. Like realistically, some people don't have the luxury of being able to go to bed at 10, like I did last night, because they have kids, they've got job commitments, all this stuff. But just figure out what works for you. Like this 5 a.m. morning routine could be a 7 a.m. morning routine for you. The principles hold the same, it's just slightly different timing. For me, I'm just extremely busy all the time early in the day, and my work starts at 8:30 and finishes at 6, so I can afford to kind of use this morning and protect it. And that's the biggest thing, is like protecting the first 2 hours for me. I know how important that workout is, especially if I'm in like a marathon block. So I'll just get it done first thing. That's why I believe in morning movement. On top of that, doing something hard first thing in the morning is just going to set up your day. So that's also why I believe in doing some form of movement, whether it is a gym session, a run, whatever it is. But gym session all finished up at 7 a.m. So in terms of when I would eat my food, I'm usually not that hungry first thing after training, but if it is a long run, I would get my meal in, that overnight protein oats straight away, just because your body needs the fuel after a gym session. And I didn't record everything because it's super busy at that gym, and like, you don't want to be recording people in public. So anyway, long story short, I'll wait till after the coffee with Max to get that first meal in on the transit to work. And yeah, that's step one of the morning routine done. Morning movement nailed. Proper hour and 15, hour 20 gym sesh. And wow, that was an elite session, not gonna lie. All right, here with my boy Max. And he's getting a little great water bottle.
Main water bottle.
Cover up my manufacturer, but there we are. Little strawberry kiwi. Moment of truth.
You know what? I've tried a lot of these like electrolytes, supplement sachets.
Yeah.
That is genuinely like really good.
It's good, it's refreshing,
Yeah,
right?
it's really
It's
good.
quite nice. It's not too sweet.
Yeah.
I could make it like sweet so that people would want to drink this like before and after in the morning, sipping it throughout the day at the desk. But then also like, because I am releasing one flavor, one SKU, you don't want to get flavor fatigue. And so it's hard to find that balance where it is sweet enough and enjoyable enough for people to like really look forward to drinking it. But you know, if you're an athlete and you're sweating heavily, especially during the summer, you're going to be using this like pre-run, pre-workout, maybe post, and then there could be another instance in the day where if you're doing a double session and top up on electrolytes, like that's 3 times in a day. Like you can easily get flavor fatigue, and I've had that experience with other electrolyte brands. So it's nice, like it's subtle, but you still get plenty of strawberry kiwi, and it's all naturally flavored. That is sub 5 of number 19. So we went through 19 variations of strawberry kiwi. Once I'd nailed the flavor, I then moved towards figuring out how I can maximize the aftertaste and like the different sweetness level as it lingers on your tongue. So 19 variations of strawberry kiwi, found the right flavor, and then sub 5 is substitute 5. That is just all to do with the aftertaste. So 19 nailing the flavor, plus another 5 was 24 in total.
That's
so yeah,
crazy.
that's
Was it
why
just
I think-
taste, your personal taste test, you're like, it's a little bit off?
Yeah, so like I'd gone to the factory and sat with the flavor house, and we went through the different sweetness levels initially. Then I knew strawberry kiwi was a winner. This is slightly different. Like there's not a ton of strawberry kiwi on the market.
Yeah.
But yeah, then after that, when I went back down to Sydney, because the flavor house up in Queensland, it was a lot of like waiting for a sample to come in. You know, my reflection, my feedback up to Queensland, then getting the samples back down, same thing, variations, hopping on a call, discussing it. And then I worked with one of the flavor scientists there. So we called back and forth. This is just why it's taken so long. And we could probably talk forever, but we both have to head off to work. So I'm just gonna show you now, basically wrapping up essentially the morning routine. We had last night's prep, had the 5 a.m. wake up, quick little walk before the gym session, and then ideally I'm getting some social aspect in the morning. I think that's really important as well. So being able to have a coffee chat with Max was unreal before we head off to work. The time now is 8:15 and grab my breakfast. I could wait till I get to the office and sit and eat at my desk whilst I do some work, but while I'm driving and I have the time like in transit, I can also just eat now. Look at what just happened. The container just completely broke. Well, that is an issue. That's my breakfast just half gone. That is wild. What just happened? I was not... What just happened? Are you seeing that? The whole thing just snapped. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to figure that out and deal with that, which is technically still eat it. That is wild. I don't even know what to say. Still tastes absolutely phenomenal. As you can see. What am I doing right now? I don't even know. But I do have to get to work, so I'm gonna rush off, figure out what just happened, and clean these overnight oats this down, or what's left of it, and then I'll check back in, but that's pretty wild. That is absolutely wild. I have no idea what just happened. That's probably not even safe. There's probably glass in that.